Harry Mitchell's drug-fueled decline worsens next week, as his reliance on substances pushes him to steal cash to keep his habit going. Traumatized by what he endured while being held captive, he turned to drugs to numb the pain, and now he's trapped in a powerful addiction. He's doing everything he can to hide the severity of his problem from his anxious relatives, but with no money of his own, he's driven to drastic actions to score his next dose. Desperate for another hit, he tricks his mum Nicola into handing over her credit card under false pretenses, then secretly uses it to buy drugs. After Nicola leaves for Teddy's bail hearing, she places Harry in the care of Billy and Honey, but he quickly slips away and starts stealing again. An insider reveals that Teddy intends to plead guilty, and Nicola fears how this news might affect her already unstable son, leading her to attend court alone. She enlists Billy and Honey to keep an eye on Harry, but he soon dodges them and sneaks off in search of more money for drugs. Later on, Harry crosses paths with Okie's heartbroken sister Degia, who invites him to her brother's memorial. When Kojo discovers the invitation, he convinces Harry to go along, but it could be a risky move. According to a source, Harry is overwhelmed with guilt over Okie's death when he comes face to face with Degia. Kojo is eager to pay his respects, but for Harry, attending the service may be emotionally devastating. Instead of giving him closure, the memorial is likely to stir up every painful feeling he has been trying to outrun. Meanwhile, Anna becomes determined to repair the strained bond between her sister Gina, Harry, and Kojo before she leaves for her travels, pushing her to talk to George about letting go of old grudges. Encouraged by their words and the therapist's guidance, George heads to the Mitchell household in an attempt to reconcile with Harry. As one insider puts it, the friendship between Harry, Gina, and Kojo used to be incredibly strong, but Ravi's gang tore their group apart. Anna hates the idea of embarking on a new journey while her loved ones remain divided, so she makes it her mission to help heal the rift. With support beginning to gather around him, the question remains, can Harry break free from his addiction and confront his guilt, or is he still facing a long and painful struggle, despite those trying to help him? EastEnders Christmas spoilers confirm shocking secret, which explodes amid 3 huge returns. It's fair to say that Christmas on EastEnders is unlike anything else on television. Ever since a record-breaking audience watched Den Watts hand Angie her divorce papers in 1986, through to Tiffany Mitchell's heartbreaking end in 1997, the explosive exposure of Max and Stacy in 2007, and the dramatic downfall of Keanu Taylor in 2023, the show has consistently delivered unforgettable festive shocks. Producers have now begun dropping hints about this year's holiday chaos, ominously promising that residents of the square will be forced to face the fallout of their choices as they're confronted by shadows from the past, dangerous figures in the present, and glimpses of what's still to come. More turmoil for the Slater family has been teased, alongside a spotlight on Nigel Bates's struggle with dementia and the return of Max Branning, plenty to get fans excited. Zoe Slater's homecoming has been so wild that words barely do it justice. Turbulent, messy, and catastrophic all feel too mild. Kat Moon has barely caught her breath since reuniting with her troubled daughter, only to witness her being shot moments later. While viewers were shown Zoe's tragic disappearance, including the heartbreaking loss of a baby girl and the adoption of her infant son, Kat and the rest of the clan learned the truth during a violent confrontation with a private investigator hired to trace the missing boy. Then came the discovery of Zoe's past with Max, stirring up old wounds. Zoe later invented a story that Dennis Rickman was the father of her children as part of a ploy to access Sharon Watts' money for the search. Kat exposed the lie instantly, sparking a terrifying campaign of harassment. From ruined photographs to a kidnapped cat and threatening warnings, someone is determined to drive Zoe out of Walford. Alfie Moon, previously convinced Zoe was faking the incidents, has now changed his mind. The Moons are united in protecting her from the unknown attacker. One insider explains that Kat will go to any lengths to shield her daughter, who remains intent on finding her long-lost child. but the hunt for the stalker brings buried secrets to light that could push Kat's loyalty to breaking point. Mysteries continue to pile up. Who fathered Zoe's baby? Where is her son now? And who is tormenting her? There's one person who would undoubtedly delight in making Zoe suffer: Sam Mitchell, her former partner in crime and longtime rival, who is set for a short return to the show. Speaking about coming back, Sam's actor said she's thrilled to step into the role again, especially during the festive season when chaos is guaranteed. She loves playing Sam because she brings drama everywhere she goes, yet also has a softer side. Many viewers suspect Sam might be behind the stalking, with fans online speculating that she's returned to terrorize Zoe. Elsewhere, Nigel's story has taken a heartbreaking turn as he faces the reality of rapidly progressing young-onset dementia. After reconnecting with Phil Mitchell, the pair bonded over their mental health struggles. When Phil sought treatment after a severe decline, he became Nigel's full-time carer upon his return. Nigel's wife Julie later came back to Walford, and despite early tension with Phil over how Nigel should be looked after, they eventually found balance, until disaster struck while Phil was away. Confused and disoriented, Nigel crashed his car into Jasmine Fisher and injured Gina Knight. Julie attempted to claim responsibility, but Nigel insisted on telling the truth. Thanks to Richie Scott's questionable legal maneuvers, the case fell apart. Even so, Nigel was devastated when prosecutors labelled him mentally incapable. But with Lexi Pierce and Kojo Asare showing interest in his rediscovered film script, he has something new to concentrate on. During a special episode exploring his dementia, Nigel receives guidance from familiar faces, Pat Evans and Barry Evans, who appear as part of his symptoms. Fans were thrilled at their symbolic return. Pam St. Clement shared her delight at being invited back and described the experience as comforting, like stepping into a familiar home. Sean Williamson echoed the sentiment, saying he was nervous but excited to reappear, especially in such a meaningful storyline. Though both characters are long gone, their presence is set to play a major role in Nigel's emotional journey. Finally, the long-awaited comeback of Walford's renowned heartbreaker is approaching. Max Branning is on his way home. Producers have confirmed that Max will take center stage in a flash-forward episode airing on New Year's Day 2027, revealing him in the middle of a typically chaotic predicament. Viewers will then spend the year piecing together how he ended up there. The showrunner has promised that 2026 will be packed with drama, particularly for the Branning family, hinting that not everything will be as it appears. Max was last seen at daughter Lauren's wedding to Peter Beale, where he caused mayhem among the Slaters, was chased by Cindy Beale, rejected by Lauren, and left his son, Oscar, deeply hurt. He slipped out of Walford almost as quickly as he arrived. As for his Christmas comeback, our insider says Max arrives hoping to settle old tensions, only to be met with shocking revelations that leave him furious, remorseful, and face-to-face with Cindy once again. When the new year arrives, the flash-forward episode provides gripping clues about the chaos awaiting him. Leaked filming pictures already show Max sporting a split lip, hardly surprising given the long list of people eager to deliver one. But the real question is, who struck the blow?